Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Libra January 29, 2023. There is some tendency for misunderstandings, but you're practical enough today to learn from them, taking the lesson and moving on. You can be excited and optimistic about your plans and projects, and it's best to remember to keep things moderate and avoid going overboard. Any activity that supports a goal to ground and center yourself will help you to move forward with more purpose. Still, it's easy for your focus to waver temporarily, and energy levels could drop a level. It's temporary, but it's also a message that you need a break from material pursuits so that you can nurture your spiritual or emotional needs. As much as you crave constant change, motion, and evolution for yourself, you don't quite like to experience that in a partnership. With the Great Awakener spinning across the sky from you in your solar house of relationships since 2018, you've seen some big ups and downs. On the one hand, singles have likely been attracting very unique, eccentric, or even visionary people into their life who also possess long-term potential. Couples, though, may have noticed how their significant other is demanding more freedom and exploration. Do not let comments impact your workday. Something may come up in conversation that could throw off your flow when Mercury in Capricorn squares Chiron in Aries. It could be a remark from a colleague or feedback from someone outside of work. Either way, you may notice that your immediate community is not as helpful as it could be, so try to let their feedback roll off your shoulders. Luckily, you may receive support from a close working relationship since the moon will become exalted in your opposite sign. So far, since his return to your financial sector over 5 months ago, Mars has formed a friendly aspect to Saturn twice and to Venus, the planet of money, once since we moved into 2023, and now he is moving towards another friendly aspect to the Sun. Support for Mars, his financial passions and fighting spirit in his fight to see you take your financial power back continues, and now in direct motion. There is a chance to take action. With the influence from today's planetary alignment, things could get a little hard to manage. Whether positive or negative, there is a lot of energy in your midst right now, and you need to stay active to keep things manageable. Anytime you can walk instead of ride in a car or bus, do it. When making choices about what you eat, always choose for the benefit of your body. Your taste buds won't mind. Eat light, nutritious foods. Knowing when it's time to quit is as important as knowing when to ride the storm. The skill comes in being able to know the difference, and on this day you might notice that letting go is more prominent. Before you act, though, be sure you think things through as thoroughly as possible. Then do what you need to. Don't delay the inevitable. It is just as the moon is wrapping up both its first visit to your work sector for the year and the first since Jupiter's quest for job growth and expansion got the green light that Venus is spending her first full day in a playful and creative part of your chart. Knowing that in just over 3 weeks she will join up with the planet of luck and expansion, and that on the work and job fronts the best is still to come, Venus turns her focus onto making sure life doesn't become all work and no play. This is a theme that will run through the whole of 2023. It is just as Venus, the planet of love, is spending her first full day in your romantic sector that the moon returns to your relationship sector, kicking off an important few days on both fronts. This is the moon's second visit for the year, but the first since Uranus' direct turn here, and it comes just as support from Mercury in your communication sector is once again building. Our eyes in the sky. Mercury in Capricorn squares off with healing centaur Chiron, currently in Aries. This transit gives us a chance to understand and process the deep wounds that need to be healed within ourselves. Also, we might feel moved to check in on those people who aren't in a good emotional place and show that we care. Being there for others in their time of need is extremely important now. Action you take today may significantly annoy someone else in your workplace. Other people's moods are going to put a damper on you and your work, but this is no reason to slow down or change course. Continue on regardless of others. A tendency to push yourself forward creates an adverse impression with the people you meet. Even if it's not intentional, your attitude disrupts any potential for things to run smoothly. Try to restrain yourself. Otherwise, you're unlikely to impress anyone since your boastful manner makes you seem conceited and unapproachable. Full of positive energy, the composure you're able to show is obvious for all to see and indicates that your mind and body are in total harmony. Allow others to share in your positive outlook. Try to get them to join you in your regime for healthy sporting activity or exercise routines. You find you're a good motivator. Are you in need of money to invest in new projects? Then go ahead with your plans, because circumstances are favorable. Friends who give you advice are being honest with you for the most part. If you want to purchase something, you can do it now. You will make the right choice and won't be misled by sales staff. In the pre-dawn hours, Mercury in Capricorn squares off with Chiron in Aries, making communication a challenge. Today's events cause us to feel insecure or ignorant. Instead of backing off when we experience a conflict, we double down. Others fail to understand our logic and our worst fears become a self-fulfilling prophecy, that we may not know as much as we think. Ultimately, forcing ourselves to overcome misunderstandings or projections makes us better communicators. But it won't feel like it today. Not until we have some distance from our current dilemma will we be able to understand its significance. You're not making the headway you think you ought to be making. Feeling confined, you want to make some changes to your life. You need to put the new ideas and plans you have into action. Don't delay any longer. If you share your thoughts and ideas with those closest to you, you're able to rely on their steadfast support for the future. You may find yourself rushing from one place to another. People demand your attention and want to involve you in their conversations. The sound advice you can contribute, provide the necessary impetus required to implement new schemes or ideas that result. Take some well-deserved leisure time for yourself. After sunup, Mercury opposes Pallas, the goddess asteroid of sacred wisdom, in Cancer. This aspect is a frustrating complement to the Mercury-Chiron square. We feel inept and unable to visualize a path forward in our predicament. It appears there are too many hurdles to overcome to anticipate any kind of victory. However, because Pallas is currently retrograde, we are encouraged to reconsider our plans without stressing over their future implementation. Back up and get perspective. The more you push your point, the less headway you are going to make. Consider a holistic approach to this issue. Perhaps you should be listening and empathizing more than speaking.